What role does a team doctor play in the NFL draft? The team doctor and medical staff for an NFL team plays an important advisory role to the general manager, head coach, owner, and other members of the organization. It's our job as team doctors to give precise medical data about the players that may eventually be drafted by the team. Of course, this is a team effort from the medical staff, and there are multiple individuals that help put all the medical information together. From the head athletic trainer and physical therapist to the head orthopedic surgeon, other medical doctors, and many others, all these individuals play an important and vital role to dissect down the health of a potential draft candidate. Although most think of the combine as a chance to showcase your physical prowess in performance testing, bench press, 3-cone, 40-yard dash, vertical leap, and others, there is much more that goes on behind the scenes. In a roped off and secure area underneath the Indianapolis football stadium is where the medical assessments occur. So what happens prior to the NFL draft from a medical standpoint? Usually, except this year, we have the NFL Combine that occurs either in February or March for about a week each year in Indianapolis, Indiana. We bring a solid contingent of the team's medical staff for the Combine, where we are able to look closely at approximately 330 players each year that are invited to Indy. We conduct a thorough medical history, thorough physical examination, and then order and review imaging studies, including X-rays, MRIs, and CT scans. In addition, our internal medicine, primary care, and cardiac specialists also scrutinize EKGs and other heart and lung examinations to ensure player safety at the highest level. These exams are performed to make sure the health and wellness of the player and to screen for potential future issues. One should also keep in mind that the vast majority of the workup that is performed at the Combine is a musculoskeletal evaluation, hence the importance of musculoskeletal healthcare professionals to provide the highest level of assessment. At the Combine, the medical evaluations are broken into approximately 5 rooms, each with 5 to 6 teams' medical staff per room for 32 total teams. This allows the medical staff in each room to provide a more personalized assessment and go through the details of the player and their medical history. The key through all of this is the history and prior injuries, family history of their medical problems, prior medical problems the player may have had, as well as numerous screening questions, always keeping the player's best health and safety in mind. We always get access to the NCAA injury database in which the player's NCAA medical injuries, as recorded usually from the training room in college, would be evaluated. Many times we would order tests, X-rays, MRIs, and others, and the players that have tests ordered usually get them the same day or even that night right in the stadium. In fact, there are 3 to 4 mobile MRI semi-trucks brought into a large hall right next to Lucas Oil Field. This gives us immediate access to MRIs on the players, which we are able to review the very next day. Although this year is different with COVID, the vast majority of the players are medically screened at the NFL Combine, but there are also free agents and other potential rookie players that participate in pro days or actually travel to the NFL facility for an in-person evaluation by the coaching staff. At this time, the medical staff will also perform a review of the medical history, go over prior injuries, conduct an exam, and obtain any new tests such as X-rays or MRI to provide the team with an overall player assessment. Some of the medical testing that goes on at the Combine includes a full medical and musculoskeletal history, a full examination of all body parts and all joints of the body, including spine, neck, head, vision, hearing, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, and then low back, hip, knee, ankle, and foot. We also do a strength assessment of the lower extremities on an instrumented machine that measures power. They also do a body composition assessment, gives you body fat percentage, lean muscle mass. They get an EKG and heart-lung testing and an echocardiogram if warranted, X-rays on prior injured or prior surgery body parts, an MRI on prior injured or prior surgery body parts if indicated. And I should note that players can have up to 4 or 5 total MRIs obtained just at the Combine. They also get full labs, which includes blood work, a concussion screening, which is a computerized impact testing, and then all players are examined by 32 different physicians at a minimum. But this was different in COVID this year with a more limited examination and not being at the combine with all of the facilities. I'm now going to give you some examples of some typical players that would come through the combine medical process. Player 1, the player had a heart murmur detected on their examination and evaluation by the medical doctors and cardiologists and is confirmed to have a slight abnormality on the EKG. They will then get a full cardiac workup, an echocardiogram, as well as additional heart studies. The gentle murmur at the end of the day in this player is determined to be benign, and the player's risk profile is not altered at all. Several running backs have come into the combine with a history of an ACL injury in college. We perform a full history and examination of the knee, tested for stability, and we also get an X-rays and MRI, which we review to assess the status of the knee at the combine. We'd also want to know about other injuries to the knee besides the ACL, such as the meniscus, cartilage, and other ligaments that could either be picked up on examination or the MRI. The overall evaluation, as well as any other injuries, allows us to determine a final medical grade for this player. How about the starting quarterback who had a shoulder dislocation during his junior year, had a labrum repair in the offseason to repair the torn structures of the shoulder joint? Well, he then played his whole senior year, did not miss a game, had solid stats, as good, if not better, prior to his injury and surgery. An examination is performed and the shoulder joint motion, strength, and other specific tests of stability that look at how the shoulder is functioning are all excellent at the combine. X-rays and MRIs show prior history of surgery and a healed labrum repair. Thus, the overall assessment of this player is quite good and receives a solid medical grade at the combine. At the end, every player is different, and it's important that their health and wellness be the most important focus. The medical and orthopedic evaluations that are performed at the NFL Combine, Pro Days, and at the 32 stadiums throughout the year remain an important part of the overall NFL draft process.